Dave's daily picks and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Valentine's Day, boys and girls. Welcome into a Tuesday edition of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, the Book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian, with you here for the next 90 or so minutes. Sports Grid replay. What's up, you night owls? Night owls on Valentine's Day. How you guys doing? You guys all right? You'll be fine. How are you, sir?
People coming home to watch the replay.
Yeah.
On Valentine's night.
Title shots.
Might be some title shots in line for some people.
Hope, right? You should hope.
A lot of fights scheduled for Valentine's Day all across the world.
True.
What a bullshit holiday.
I hate this day more than anything else.
You hate this day?
I hate this day. Longtime radio listeners every day, even a guy this morning. I've not been in Huntsville, Alabama since 2004, but reminded me of what I call this day. This day is Black Tuesday.
Black Tuesday?
It's whatever the day of the week is, black, whatever it is. I think Valentine's Day is the most insulting holiday for men ever.
Hold on, let's get this glasses on. You know, I live in the ocean of estrogen.
You do. And I have a daughter who I have, I'm going to do Valentine's Day things for my daughter. I'm wearing the red for her, and she loves Valentine's Day. And so I participate in Valentine's Day, but she knows I'm not a fan of it because for little kids, I have no problem for your dad to a daughter. I have no problem for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
But for your girlfriend, wife, whoever you're seeing, right? Side chick, whatever it might be. If you're in a relationship.
Side piece, Perrault, you call it a side piece.
What did I call it?
You said a side chick. You want to sound cool
sorry.
like kids.
Excuse me. Sorry. Side piece. Sorry.
Side piece.
Like when you show up at Jessica's work with flowers, right?
Right.
That is what you're supposed to do on a random October Wednesday.
Hell yeah! Speak that shit to reality. That's what I do all the time. Right.
That's what you're supposed to do. No, as a husband, as a boyfriend, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to honor the woman in your life consistently. Not when some fucking Hallmark made up PR person tells us how we're supposed to act. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do today, the other 364 days of the year don't matter. You have fallen down as a male today. If you walk into Whole Foods, last night, Madeline and I went shopping at Whole Foods. You can get a dozen roses at Whole Foods a week ago for $12.
$12.
2 dozen are $35 now when you walk in. It's like, wait, shouldn't it be $24? No, it's $35 now. Oh, why? It's a Valentine's Day tax.
What do they call that? Zoom pricing or whatever they call that?
Whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Every single supermarket today. I mean, I was in yesterday. I was in 2 yesterday. They all have this display pulled out like you have to buy it. You must spend here $22 for a dozen strawberries dipped in chocolate, which will cost you the grand total, and I'm not kidding, $5 max for you to make it at home.
$5.
But they want $22 for it.
Not today.
It's a made-up, money-making holiday to belittle men because they believe that we don't know what we're doing.
Man.
And women say this all the time. Well, I need it because my guy won't do it otherwise. That's a him problem. That's not a Valentine's Day problem. That's a him problem. He needs to stop that. He needs to step up and change the way he is. But the holiday coming around, making it feel like all of a sudden it's all about the woman. It's all about the female. So today someone said every female should get $100 today just to put up with men's shit.
What?
Like, it's like, you know what? We put up with a lot of stuff too, by the way. FYI.
Hell
it's a two-way street on this.
Two-way.
Do we have a day for men? Is there a men's day?
There should be.
There should be. Okay. There's the whole, can I say BJ? I don't know if I could say that. The whole steak thing. You know, that
What's
whole
that?
Joke. That's tomorrow.
Blackjack?
That's the joke. Blackjack and steaks, right? That's the joke.
Blackjack and steak sounds like a hell of a night.
That's the next day. That's supposed to be tomorrow, right?
Damn.
That's supposed to be, okay, there's 14th and the 15th. But it's not like a real thing. It's a made up guy thing because we go, oh, well, if I got to go all out for you on the 14th, you're going to go all out for me on the 15th. Like, what does a guy want today? What Valentine's Day gift, other than a title shot, what does a guy want today? Okay. So that's part of my whole problem with
the Celtics game is what I want to watch. Like
I want to watch. There's so many good games on. Tatum's not playing tonight for the Celtics, but there's so many good games. I can't wait. That's why I'm watching. I was like, you know what? I said it on the juice last night. I was like, forget Valentine's Day. I was like, I want to watch sports. Let's go bet. It's more fun. Let's go bet. Luckily, my ex-wife didn't like Valentine's Day. My mom didn't like Valentine's Day. Madeline likes Valentine's Day. So I'll do it for her. And we'll make it into a big deal for my daughter, who's 8 years old, which is what it should be. It's like Easter, right? It's candy. It should be for kids, but it's not. Try to get a restaurant reservation today. Try to get a dozen roses today. Try to do anything today that's even like slightly romantic. Oh, you didn't plan it out? No. Oh, you didn't plan 2 weeks of your time to set out this entire elaborate thing? You suck as a man.
Not doing it.
Hate it.
No. We'll do it. You know when we'll do it? Friday.
Right.
After. We'll do
and
it
should
Saturday
mean
after.
just as much, if not more.
I did it last month.
Right. You do it. That's what you're supposed to do.
Saying. I did it. I do, like you said, you do it all the time. Listen, once you get to the relationship point where, you know, you got children coming out of the person you're with, Valentine, you've seen everything. You've been there. You got title shots. You got you get it all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a day, it's another day. And it's the day for the kids, like, that are trying to get, like, the young fighter coming up. Right?
Fine.
He's trying to get a title.
Yeah. Okay. The 18-year-old. Yeah. Look, I do believe men should honor their women. I'm not trying to say that we as guys don't have a responsibility. We do. Okay.
Right.
It should be a two-way street. They should try to do it for us as well. But I do believe that men, oftentimes we will fall short and have fallen short at times. But if you're doing it right, today should be like the Super Bowl for sports bettors. If you're betting a lot, it's a good game. It's a big game. You get more options, get more opportunity, but really it's just another game. Today should just be another day. If you're doing it right, today should just be part of the whole process, part of the relationship.
I don't even know if Shelly still watches the show because we ain't part of props no more, but I don't know how many women we got on the show or watching the show. They might come at us for the take, but listen.
Oh, me, every year I get it and I'm fine. I mean, this is my friend in Alabama said, remember your Black Tuesday rants? Am I getting one today? Yeah, you're getting one today.
Yeah. That was one of your best rants of all time. Forget Connecticut.
And I'm 45 and I've been saying this since I was 20. Like, this is not like a new thing. People are like, oh, you're an ex-husband. So no, I said it before I was married. I said it before I lost my virginity. I said it after I lost my virginity. I said it before I got married, after I got married. It has got nothing to do with any of that. It's just that I look at this day and what it says to me as a guy, and it just assumes I suck. And I get really angry about that. I'm like, wait a minute. I can do this. I should do this all the time. I should be getting flowers and gifts and making special arrangements and dinners, and I should be doing this all the time. You tell me if I do it on one day a year, that makes me a good husband or a good boyfriend?
It don't last anyway. You do it, youngins, you'll find out. You'll do it. And then you become a broken down retired fighter anyway. You ain't getting no title shots. They keep you out of the ring.
DJ Hooks in the chat said, I hate this day. I got divorced on Valentine's Day. LOL.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good reminder right there.
Also, shout out Shelly. She's here. She's watching us. So.
What's up?
Oh, okay. See? Shout out Shelly. Well, listen, Shelly, happy Valentine's Day to you. I tell everybody happy Valentine's Day. I was at the doctor's office this morning. All women in there. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you all. But I've done the move where I've said in May, I just show up with flowers and stuff. And what are you doing? It's Valentine's Day in May. I just wanted to say hello and, have a good day.
Yep.
That's how you stay in the ring, boys. You want title shots all the time. You got to keep training and keep fighting. You can't do this shit. Don't fall for this shit today. This is all bullshit. This is like laying 180 on a price when it should be 125. They're fucking you big time everywhere you go today. Forget
except the way you want to be. Like, yes.
Well, yeah.
So that's, I mean, I get so aggravated and angry about when I think women hit a certain age, they kind of figure it out too. But like in their 20s, in their early 30s, when it's still part of the courting process, the answer or the question is going to be, what did he do for you on Valentine's Day? If the answer is not good enough, the girlfriend will say to the other friend, like to the girlfriend or wife, like, really? That's what he did? Like there's that seed of doubt that gets planted that drives me absolutely crazy because the guy could be phenomenal, but he didn't live up to the bar. He didn't take you to some $500 dinner, or he didn't buy you a diamond necklace or something that makes you feel like I'm the one. And it drives me crazy.
What he doing? What he do in July when it's 112 outside?
Right.
Did he take you to a nice dinner then? Did you
Right.
go see a movie and get a steak then? I'm more interested in his steaks and blackjack day. We got to find this
You
out.
never
I
heard about
never
that?
knew about this
You
shit.
never knew
No.
about that? Yeah. That's the guy equivalent that people tried to push was blackjack and steak day. And it took off a little bit, but it depends on your relationship as to how it kind of works out. You know, how people feel about it. But
Sounds
it's
like
supposed
a
to be
hell of a
either the
day.
day after or a month after. Like March 14th is supposed to be that. But I've often said like March 14th is right near St. Patrick's Day. So gets a little bit of a convoluted thing. I mean, it fits perfectly into the schedule because there's not really a January thing, which by the way, are your kids off Friday and Monday from
I
school?
just found out they're off on Monday. I don't
My
know
kid's
about
off Friday and Monday. She told me this yesterday. I went, "You have a 4-day week in February?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, it's staff development day on Friday, and then Monday is Patriots Day," because she has no homework all week. I'm like, what are you doing in school? Like, what are you doing? Honestly, like, this is the greatest school ever. Can I go to your school?
Yeah.
Get a 4-day weekend for nothing. I mean, 3-day, I guess, for a holiday, but 4 days.
I just found out last night that there's no school on Monday. I also found out some very, very important information about Valentine's Day and the little one, little Consig. She
Okay.
was making something on her 3D printer,
Nice.
little matching things for her friend
Okay.
for Valentine's Day. She's going to give them one and she's keeping one. They're little
Cute.
animals or something. I said, "Who's this for?" She said, "My friend." I said, "What's your friend's name?" She said, "Sean." I said, "Sean." I said, "How does Sean spell his name?" And she showed me Sean. I said, "Oh, you know what they say about Sean's that don't use the H." I said, "Sean is Shawn."
No, it is not. It's not Irish. Sean is S-E. My
I
stepfather is
said I
Sean.
needed to know a little bit more about Sean.
What's his
Apparently,
name?
he's her
Fitzpatrick?
Valentine, and she's his Valentine. I said, you
Oh,
could be other people's Valentines." So I inquisitively asked this morning, Mrs. Consig, Jessica, I said, "Who's this Sean kid? Is this a
uh-oh.
boyfriend? Like, does she think she's like, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? What is this shit?" So we might have to take a ride after school today and
Uh-oh.
meet Sean face to face. I did this in second grade and I met, I forget what his name was. This kid almost peed his pants when I went over and introduced myself. I said, "Hi." He was in fifth grade and Kendall was in second.
Yeah.
And I had
Oh,
to,
he was in 5th grade? Oh my. Okay,
This
wait a
that
minute.
that was
Different
last
story.
year.
That's a
That
different
was
story.
last year. I went over
Okay.
and I said, "Hi,
Oh,
I'm Kendall's dad, Mr.
knock,
Mr.
knock.
Sharapan."
Hey, by the way.
Yeah. Whoa, I scared him off. He closed a different tab again. This guy closes the tab, he shuts the camera off. Oh God, Farrah, what are we gonna do with this guy? I don't know what I don't even know what we're
Maybe
gonna
his camera died. I don't know. I'll see if I got a full shot for you. I'll put you on.
do. Yeah, that's fine. Put it on. I gotta put the glasses back on. I gave him credit. That's a good rant on the Valentine's Day thing. He's absolutely right. Completely ridiculous holiday where you gotta go back in the day. Have you ever done the Valentine's Day thing, Farrah? Did you do
I'm
anything
with
back in the day?
I'm with Matt. I kind of hate the whole day. I think it's stupid. You know.
I didn't touch anything. I got thrown out.
Okay.
That was not even me. I got chucked out. See you
Okay,
later. Bye-bye.
that happens.
So
So yeah.
so the conversation happened.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find
Fifth
out who this
alright.
Sean kid is after. I asked Kendall, I go, "All right, so does Sean have a job?" And she goes, "He's in third grade, Daddy." And I said, "Well, okay. Well, does he have a job?" And she goes, "Well, I think he mows lawns." I said, "Good.
3rd grade?
That's
Wow.
fine.
Ooh,
Already.
that's
That's
pretty
good."
good. Yeah.
I said,
I need the
"What
last name though.
does he play sports?" And she goes, "He likes baseball. He plays baseball." I said,
Okay.
"All right. Well, that's a good sign.
That's
That's good."
approval.
And
Is he a
what's his
Mick?
last name?
Yeah. I need to know, is he a Mick or not?
Kano.
Oh, no.
And I said, "Kano, how do you spell that?" Cano. I said, "That's Cano." And she goes, "No, I think it's Kano." I said, "Ask him if he knows who Robertson Cano is, please." And she's like, "What are you making me ask him for?" I'm like, "Just ask him if if
Well,
his
Cano is
uncle or
spelled with a
anything.
C.
Cano.
Yeah,
Robinson Cano.
you said Kano.
Cano.
Oh,
Cano.
his last name is Cano. Okay, so
His
it's
last
Sean
name.
Cano.
Sean Cano.
Interesting. We're
Yeah,
outing
we're gonna find out.
outing a minor here.
We're gonna get
But
it
on national TV, we're outing a minor, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, look, when Max called Madeline at 7 a.m., I had to have a little chit chat.
Max?
Yeah, a little FaceTime at 7 a.m. I'm like,
Who
yo,
the hell's
kiddo,
Max?
our boy, our friend Chris from the brigade, who came in on our jet.
Oh. We know Chris though. We know
We
the
know
Chris.
Chris. We know the dad,
Oh, that's
or
fine.
stepdad.
You gotta
Rather.
know the dad.
We know the stepdad, but Max was FaceTiming with Madeline at 7. And I said, hey, by the way, no one's calling my daughter at 7 a.m. I don't care what age you are. It's like, Madeline, just FYI, the rest of your life, no boy's calling you at 7 a.m. Period. FaceTime or no FaceTime. We're not calling at 7 a.m. to this house.
That's a good rule.
I'm gonna have both of us are in such trouble. Both of our daughters are such
we're
spitfires.
gonna
We're gonna be in real trouble. Speaking about being in real trouble,
Yes.
it's Tuesday. The Super Bowl was Sunday.
It was.
And William Hill customers and Caesars customers cannot cash out their tickets. Their winning bets are not being
cashed. Go
cashed.
to the window today at the retail and cash the tickets today as of right
Physical
now.
tickets.
Physical tickets.
Have you ever seen a 2-day delay for a physical ticket being cashed?
No.
What is going on?
I'm literally trying to get to the bottom of it.
You know the system. What would cause the entire system to crash like this, where I could get like the applications down so you can't get the app, but physical in person, you can't cash tickets?
I was texting with a couple people last night, and I said, "Did the building blow up?" I thought something happened to the entire building, like that runs the servers and does all the things. Like, what could possibly make it not work at each location? It has to be, like it's like a body, right? They got to the heart. And
But
it
can't you?
doesn't
I mean,
make the
can't you
other
take a
stuff
physical
work.
ticket to the cage and cash it at the cage?
No, it's all tied to there's an artery that runs to everything is on that system, and that system is down. It does not working. Wasn't working. Stopped working Sunday.
Morning.
Yeah, about 11 o'clock Pacific or something. Done. But nothing. No over the counter, no app, no nothing, no in game. Apparently, at a couple locations, they were able to like open up for halftime for a couple minutes and then close. Nobody could cash tickets. Nobody could bet on Sunday at any of the properties in town. It had to be an absolute disaster.
This is just localized to Nevada, or is this nationwide?
I know for a fact it was Nevada. I don't know
Okay.
yet what was affected outside because it's two different systems.
Which is a benefit in that case.
So, yes. So they were able to take bets in other states, but I was going to put out a tweet. Where's Caesar now? Where the Caesar's at, built for the people, Caesar that, blah, 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 blah. And
It's not their fault. I mean, things going down. I just want to know why somebody couldn't physically cash out a ticket. If you flew home, how pissed off are you?
Sunday. You're
I mean,
stealing.
I come in, place all my bets. I go to the counter. I'm like, hey, I want to play. They're like, I want to cash my tickets. They're like, no, you can't. My flight's in 3 hours. What do you mean I can't? You can't, sir. Sorry. You'll have to come back or mail your ticket in. How long is that going to take?
And wait 3 to 6 weeks to get your money.
3 to 6 weeks.
3 to 6 weeks, usually mail pay average time. That's what I used to tell everybody just to be safe. Because
My.
3 was like a low end.
Another problem is, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I placed a William Caesars Hill, Nevada ticket, and I have Caesars in my hometown, like if I live in New Orleans, I can't go to the Caesars in New Orleans and cash it out, correct?
I don't think so, but that would be awesome if you could. That would be a very good feature if you could.
Or fix.
Yes, you might be able to cash at the kiosk. Actually, some kiosks actually do the payouts because in Nevada they don't.
Yeah, I was like, which ones they do? Because I would love to find that.
They don't do the payouts there, but some of the new kiosks do.
So it's like a straight ATM. I love that. Find me that feature.
I don't know. Yeah, they don't do that here.
Don't trust people here.
Well, no, because then they would have to keep money in there,
right,
for payouts, and they wouldn't do that. because it would only be for certain amounts of money. So you can
Mm.
deposit only at the kiosk. Yeah, I don't know what the fix is. I know I am so glad, two of my really dear friends, guys that I've worked in this business for, you know, I mean, Tommy's 20 years. And he was texting last night and he was just like, it's been a disaster. Just absolute disaster. Sunday's supposed to be like a fun day. Um, as far as this is why you're in the business is to work Super Bowl Sunday and book the games, book the props, take all this action and hit grade on everything and see big numbers and results and win, lose, whatever. It's just there's an energy to it that's different than any other day. And all their customer service was, I mean, the customer service lines were down because it was so busy. So
the Gaming Control Board last night reported the handle for Super Bowl Sunday.
yep.
It was down 25 million from year to year. Caesars could not take bets. How much of that $25 million hole from this year to last year was results of this?
Half, 10 to 12.
Wow.
You do 10 to 12 million on Super Bowl Sunday in handle. That's what we did. That was no question.
7.4% hold for the city, for the state, I should say, not the city,
for the
for the
state,
state,
yeah.
7.4%.
Yep.
So they lost out on a lot of money. I mean, that's quite
if you
a
do
significant amount
10
of
million
money
in handle, that's $700,000 in profit.
in one day.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of money. It's not like they wanted to do this.
No.
That's the first thing. Like the conspiracy theorists are like, oh, there were people in town that were betting you over for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They didn't want to take bets. They didn't want to pay people out. All that is bullshit. Stop that. The books want to take the one day, 100% you want to take the bets and not have anything bad happen is Super Bowl Sunday. So, that's when you can take 100,000 on the total and not blink.
Right.
You can take $1 million on the side and not blink. You just keep writing bets. You don't even matter who it's on. You just want to do it. And you can guarantee there were VIPs, people that flew in that had money in the cage or in a bag or something that went to the book on Sunday at Caesar's Palace or one of their other places and couldn't get a bet in and were completely pissed off and aggravated.
But correct me if I'm wrong, they couldn't get it out either.
No, if they already made the bet Saturday.
So if they wired the money, but if they wired the money to the cage, could they get the money out?
Oh, yeah. As long as they didn't deposit it to the book.
That's what I mean. They put it into the book.
Oh, if they deposit it, because once it comes to the cage, then you have to physically walk it over to the book to deposit it in the book.
So if they did that and they decided
to
have,
that on Friday, say
Friday, just ready to go for Sunday morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to come down, you have my money, I'm going to fire $500,000 into your book. If it's already in the book, so they couldn't pull it out in order to go ahead to a different book to make a bet. I mean, that is horrific.
Bad. That's a bad situation. That's a bad situation. Now, as a consumer, like what would you because there's people in those threads and stuff, and we were texting last night and talking, and you saw all of those
angry replies.
Yeah. What's the recourse for that? Like, what do you give the customer? A free $100 bet? What makes up for that?
Nothing in particular. If they're gonna bet $500,000 on the over and the over hit, like, hey man, I lost 400 and whatever thousands of dollars because you guys couldn't take my play. That was my money. I had that ready to go. That money I bet was gonna get made with you. You took my money. I couldn't go take it somewhere else. Like somebody had $500,000 of my money and I couldn't get it out. Like I'm storming with the castle with like an army. I'm coming to get my money. Like you're gonna write me a marker. Like you're gonna give me a $500,000 marker so I can go next door and go make that bet because you took my money. The whole Joe Pesci line, like you put my money to sleep, I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Right?
Like,
It's a bad situation. It's just, I'm gonna go buy the one book today and talk to the guys behind the counter and say, like, "Were you guys working?" I'm gonna try to find out exactly, from the guys that I know at the places and just
right.
go, "Explain to me what happened," because I know the back end and I know what I use that system and try to get to the root of what might have happened. And one of the beasts with a lot of the stuff, the technology here, is that it is antiquated. It is older. It hasn't been updated, which is why some of the menus are limited as to what you can offer and things like that. Okay. It always worked. That was the defense back. It always worked. The consistent, that's why they didn't upgrade. They didn't know the new systems. They didn't, it's hard to get licensing too through the gaming control board with new stuff. But now one of the oldest, most reliable systems just crashed on Super Bowl Sunday, retail and mobile. Might be time for a change.
If nothing less, a diagnostic and a biopsy or autopsy as to what the hell just happened to go through all of it so it never happens again. Of all days for that to happen, I'd like to be the IT guy on Super Bowl Sunday, getting that phone call.
No.
Hey, by the way, we can't take a bet at any of our properties in the state of Nevada. Excuse me? Yeah, nowhere. Not any of our. Well, how about in person? Nope, not in person either. We can't take a bet, paper or mobile. Zero. Oh, what about cashing out after the game? Nope. Anybody who placed a bet the whole week of the Super Bowl, you're SOL as well.
Tyler just came in and said guys that they save from losing aren't giving them kickbacks, though. Like, they saved some people, right? How much money did they save people from losing by not getting bets in? Guy wanted to bet the under for $500,000.
But that's not what I mean.
You got to think of that too.
But gamblers don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how much money did I save by not betting? It's kind of it's not really the way we look at the world. Like,
yeah, it's true though.
It's true. It absolutely is true. But no gambler everyone's going to say, "Oh, I would have gone 10-0 on my prop bets." You guys stopped me from going 10-0 on my prop
Always.
bets. No one's going to say, "Oh, I was going to go 0-10 and lose $500,000."
Right.
So I was going to go 10-0, and you guys stopped me from being able to go 10-0.
Respect the guy that comes up and says, "I was going to go 7-3."
Well, fine. I just want my money. Forget even betting it. I want my money.
Just like
give me my access.
Said, "Bitch, better have my money."
I still don't like that performance. Although my students did tell me a little bit as to why she didn't bring out the people that I was talking about.
Why?
Because Drake like 3 months ago professed his love for Rihanna, and she's with A$AP Rocky, who is there down below. So A$AP, I looked it up last night what it meant. It's always progressing or something. I like his name a lot more now because A$AP stands for something pretty cool. And she has she's carrying his second child, so no Drake. Kanye is insane, so no one can go near Kanye. He's toxic.
Yeah.
Eminem did last year, and Jay-Z was with his family, who didn't really, I guess, was not really interested in doing the halftime show either. So that's why they didn't bring anybody else out.
There you go.
But the kids know, as you say, the kids always know. So the Colts have hired an Eagles offensive coordinator for their head coaching job.
And the defensive coordinator just got named the Arizona coach.
So it's interesting, which makes sense, right? Because Arizona went defense. Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, my.
Yeah.
The Colts did 13 interviews.
13 different people?
13 different people before they got Shane Steichen to be the head coach, offensive coordinator for the Eagles, leaving the team that he took to the Super Bowl. But this looks like Frank Reich in a lot of ways. I mean, these teams have sort of changed back and forth because we've seen Nick Sirianni was the offensive coordinator for the Colts. He goes to the Eagles. The Eagles send their offensive coordinator to the Colts. Frank Reich went first. So this is like an incestual thing going back and forth between the Colts and the Eagles. They have the 4th pick in the draft. They're drafting a quarterback. That is happening go ahead. This hire means they are drafting a quarterback after what Steichen did this year with Jalen Hurts, who looked overwhelmed at times last year to being the runner-up for the MVP. 37 years old. Youth movement continuing in the head coaching spot.
Yeah. And I'm looking here. The Philadelphia defense led the NFL in sacks and passing yards per game allowed.
It
So he's
did.
going to Arizona.
But that's odd for a team that
Good
needs
luck with that.
offense.
Right. I mean, good luck to both of them. Good luck to the fan bases that get these new guys. I don't know the first thing about them other than they were coming from this, which had success. But I'm looking at the Eagles now going, what do we do? We got to replace the staff.
Yeah.
Like
talent drain. Absolutely.
You don't just fix that, do you? Do you promote?
Well,
Sirianni's bring people in from outside. How does that work?
I mean, Nick Sirianni is the guy who generally is believes that he was the guy, the architect of the offense. But yeah, I mean, you got to bring in players that are going, coaches that are going to, players are going to respond to, and that happens. I mean, that's coaching staffs that go to the Super Bowl oftentimes get opportunities, and as a coach, you want that. You want your guys. That means you've been able to develop not just your own team, but also your coaching team, your coaching talent, and watch them go on to bigger and better things. So. But from an Eagles fan perspective, yeah, there's definitely a concern about who comes in for the OC and DC jobs next year. Who's going to be there?
It's interesting.
To see what happens. The Ravens have a new offensive coordinator today. They went and hired Todd Monken, who left Georgia. He comes back to the NFL for an OC for a third time. Now, Georgia needs a new offensive coordinator, but if you're Lamar Jackson, does this matter to you? Who your offensive coordinator OC is going to be? Does it make any difference to you?
Doesn't it? I would think it does. No?
Yeah, I think it does. Georgia's offense, primarily a run-first offense, tight end. I mean, I don't think Harbaugh wants to run a certain type of offense, and I just think he's going to run it. Like, he just needs someone to basically buy into the philosophy of being a run-first, tight end-driven offense.
Right.
And Malkin's going to do that. Ran a very similar offense to Georgia. Now you got it.
I need to know if he can run the offense without Lamar when I bring him in.
That's a good question.
I know you can run the fucking offense with Lamar.
Right.
Can you bring here and come here and do this if he ain't here? We'll get somebody to do it. We got the Huntleys here, whatever. But I need to know, can you do this if he ain't here? That's what I'm thinking if I'm bringing him in. And I think he needs to know that as well.
Right.
We sit down, you and Lamar meet, you better click because we want Lamar to stay. But if he's leaving anyway, it don't matter who I bring in.
Yeah, who the OC is. It's a good point.
He's going to get the money. You're coming in, you better figure out how to make this work if he ain't here. That's what I need to know. Otherwise, you ain't going to be here long.
Derek Carr today will be cut by the Raiders. It'll be a pretty nasty cap hit on the Raiders, but everyone assumes the Saints where he's going, but could you see him going elsewhere? Would you want Derek Carr? Like if you're the Steelers, would you want Derek Carr?
I don't. I mean, I'm good with Pickett. Like I'm good with where they're at. I don't need to bring him in. He wants to start.
Oh, without a doubt. Yes.
Like he don't want to compete for the job. He wants the job is his. He's earned that right wherever he goes. I think he can say that for certain teams.
What opportunities to be better than the Saints for Derek Carr? I mean, maybe the Jets, I guess.
Yeah, right. No?
I mean, maybe, but you're dealing with a New York media market, and I don't really think the West Coast kid's going to fit all that well with his kind of, his brand of rah-rah doesn't really work on the East Coast. He's a West Coast guy.
DGen 4TW says Saints, Panthers, or Titans. Have you heard
Titans are a great fit. Titans are a great fit. He works in Nashville 100%. He works in Nashville. Hand the ball off to, make enough throws, hand the ball off. Yeah, makes total sense. That makes a lot of sense to me.
All DGen 4T dub.
Titans make a lot of sense. Do the Titans want him? I don't know. That would be the question. Where is Ryan Tannehill going to play next year? he's gonna be a backup quarterback, is he not?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Ryan Tannehill is
Is
gonna
it
be a
though?
backup
I
quarterback.
mean, like
That's
this
where he
is
always should have been. Personally, I didn't like him at A&M. I didn't like him coming. I've never liked Ryan Tannehill. I've never been a big fan of his game.
well, again, it runs its course in a place. You really gotta, I mean, suck it up and take an opportunity to start position somewhere, knowing that you probably aren't going to start and accept that backup role, and then maybe get a shot. And you can sit around and collect a paycheck for a lot of years as a backup quarterback and be like Chad Henne and get the Super Bowl on the way out, thank Patrick Mahomes, and go off and ride off into the sunset.
He's made more money than Joe Montana. You see that
Oh,
tweet today? Chad Henne.
what?
Chad Henne made more money in his career than Joe Montana.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
That don't seem right.
Just the way the game is now compared to where the game was then. Makes a lot of money as a backup quarterback. It's the best job in sports. Get paid well.
I used to say that about a guy named Mike Krusek. He was Terry Bradshaw's backup quarterback.
Right?
Had the best job in the world. He had the best hair on the team. When I was a little kid, he used to sit on the sideline with that clipboard knowing
Yeah.
I ain't never getting in this fucking game. I'm gonna look good though. He was number 15 in that black and gold and used to sit beautiful Elvis-like hair on the sideline, smiling, pretending
Yeah.
right